Tomorrow is the big one. It is the Space Marine 2 reveal video. We're about to get an absolute massive pile of information. Probably one of the biggest information dumps we've had for the game. They're going to be covering the campaign, the co-op operation game mode, and of course, the PvP game mode. And since it is like a reveal show, or technically a reveal show, I wanted to do a hope and predictions video that I normally do for model reveal shows. Stuff I'd like to see, what needs to be shown off, what the developers need to tease us. All the questions that we're asking at the moment, hopefully are going to be answered tomorrow. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So let's jump in and let's start with the big one, and that is the PC requirements. This is something that needs to be discussed. We've all saw the Space Marine 2 footage. The game is looking absolutely gorgeous, but the big question is, can my computer run it? And rightfully so, a lot of people are concerned if their computer can run it. We've heard nothing officially yet from the developers, and I'm hoping tomorrow that we get that information so some people who don't meet the requirements can maybe start saving up or start buying new components for their computer so they can actually play the game. I've heard from a lot of people in my circles that they don't want to pre-order the game or get into the game just yet because they haven't had those PC requirements. The last thing you want to be doing is pre-ordering a game or getting into a game if your computer can't run it, right? It makes complete logical sense. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get that information tomorrow, and that's one of the big talking points of these reveals. Now, going to the different game modes and what I'd like to see and more information about, I want to start with the campaign itself, and we know there's going to be some big characters in the campaign. Of course, Titus is returning. There's some other big Ultramarine characters in there, which I'm not going to discuss because they are spoilers. It was leaked with the art book and stuff, so you can go and find it out for yourself. But I'm hoping, me personally, that we get to see Guilliman in this game. I'm not saying give us a mission where we play as Guilliman, cutting down Tyranids and stuff like that. I know that would be like completely out there and bizarre. It'd be amazing, but I don't think we'll ever get that. But maybe like just to see Guilliman as like an in-game character model. Titus meeting Guilliman, or Titus hearing his Primarch's words and then, you know, getting all emotional or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the return of the age of Primarchs now, and to see Titus interacting potentially with his Gene Father, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Now, we all know that the Thousand Sons are in the game as well, and I don't think they're going to spoil the overall plot. I do have a theory on the plot, and again, this is just my theory. I haven't heard about this at all. This is pure theory mode Valrak. I personally think the device from the first game that Titus had, and, you know, he could create like warp rifts and summon entire armies up there, I think there's an element of that still left. I know, like, technically Titus broke it and smashed it apart, but what if the remains or something was taken to this world that we're on, and the Thousand Sons are on that world to try and claim that relic and then repair it and fix it and then open warp rifts all over the galaxy so Tzeentch can take control and unleash, you know, untold hordes of chaos demons across the galaxy. I don't know. I think there's something still at play with the first device in the game, because chaos is there and it has to be something big if chaos is getting involved in this type of numbers. Like, there's rubric here, there's demons, there's cultists, there's a lot of things happening on this world, so there's something big has to be there for them to go for and to try and take this world in Tzeentch's name. And the next game mode I'm massively looking forward to is co-op operations. This looks like Exterminatus but completely advanced, like Primaris Marines. You can take multiple classes in this. It actually takes place during the main story campaign. So Titus is basically on his mission and he's asking you to do things that help him. You and two buddies jump in and play like it is the campaign and help Titus and his squad out. You know, a bunch of side objectives basically, and of course you can play as different classes. You can play as like the Assault, the Bulwark, the Phobos Marine, the Sniper and stuff like that. There's different skill trees in here which all look amazing. I'm hoping they fluff this out more. I want more information on terms like what the missions are. They're going to be like a generic mission where it's like go here, kill that, and that's it? Or is it going to be like, you know, uploading data? Is it going to be like maybe you have to like guard the Imperial Guard in a certain sector, like don't let the Tyranids break through? I want to know if they're going to add even more to this, like with updates and how the updates are going to take place. We'll get onto that in a bit with like the DLC and stuff like that, because that is a really big question. But I'm really involved in this corporations now, and I want more information on how the missions are going to work and what missions we're going to get, because it does seem fantastic. It does seem something which completely come out the blue. Like, I was thinking it was just going to be an Exterminatus game mode for Space Marine 2, but instead we're we're getting this, the operations, which sound even more bloody badass. So yeah, fingers crossed we get a lot more information regarding the operations. Now, I've been saying this from the start, PvP is where Space Marine is for me. Back in the day when Space Marine 1 was first released, I loved the campaign, but what kept me coming back to that game was the PvP, the Annihilation, Siege mode, you know, Capture the Flag, the Dreadnought mode that they added in and was so broken and still hasn't been fixed to this day. Loved every last second of it, and I've been saying since the announcement of Space Marine 2, where is the PvP? Luckily enough, we got the announcement a couple of weeks ago, and we've not stopped talking about it since. Yes, the only sad thing about it, for me personally, that it was 6 versus 6. I wanted at least 8 versus 8, like from the old game. Maybe in a dream world, 12 versus 12, 16 versus 16. I know there's arguments for it and against it. I'm not going to get into it in this video. I'm hoping they announce more game modes. We know that there is an Annihilation, Capture the Point, and Seize Ground game mode already in this game. I would like them to open up a bit more about customization. We know we can customize our characters on the Space Marine side, but we haven't really seen the Chaos Space Marine side. Like, how is that going to be? Are they going to have customization like Space Marines? I know we can probably say, yeah, of course they are, but they haven't confirmed that then. And anything they haven't confirmed, I'm always worried about. And hopefully they'll go into more the PvP scenarios and more game modes. Are we going to have like a Dreadnought mode for this game? You know, I love the Dreadnought mode in the first game, even though, like I said, it's so broken. But I'd like them to return it in the second game and maybe balance it a little bit more. Maybe, just maybe, they're going to have different game modes where we can increase the player count. I know I keep talking about this subject, but maybe we'll get an 8 versus 8, a 12 versus 12, etc., 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 with vehicles and bigger type of maps and stuff like that. I personally feel that the PvP is going to carry this game going forward, because that is the thing that's going to keep people coming back, playing against each other, fighting each other, clans, communities being built around it to face each other and battle each other for like bragging rights and stuff like that. Just like Space Marine 1, the reason that game was kept alive because of the community in the PvP scene. So hopefully we do get a massive, massive chunk of information regarding the PvP stuff, and it keeps us talking. Now, moving on to season passes and DLCs and stuff like that, because this is another big talking point, and this is something where we need a lot more information about it. We know that the game is going to launch with a season pass. Of course, there's skin packs in the game. We've already seen that. I want more information on how much these season passes are, what is exactly inside these season passes. Like, we know it's purely cosmetic at this point. That's what they've stated. But in terms of how much cosmetic, is it just like 1 skin, 2 skins, 3 skins? Can the skins then be mixed and matched with each other? So let's say there's a Templar, Imperial Fist, and an Ultramarine skin in there. Can I take like the Ultramarine head, right, put it on the Templar head and like put the Ultramarine head to like black, like the Black Templars and stuff like that? You know, like mix and match as you were able to do in Space Marine 1. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with all this season pass and DLC stuff. We know there's going to be a big plan for season passes and DLC, so hopefully they give us some type of roadmap, and they give us a lot more information in terms, again, of what we're getting and how much it is going to cost us. Now, my big prediction, and I don't know if they're going to attach this to like the actual footage or they're going to release it like separately, but I personally think they're going to announce the beta tomorrow. We've been talking about this for a long time. There's a mission out there at the moment that everyone is getting to play if they go to a certain event, and Focus is set up a stall there. They get to play this certain mission, and I think it's that mission that Focus are going to give out to people to play, to test. To test is the main word in there, because I think this is maybe where we're going to get the PC specs from, or recommended PC specs from. If they allow the game to go out as like a free demo and people test that, maybe they can gather information from people's computers and say, okay, it's working on that card, that card, that card, work on that CPU, that RAM, etc., etc. Then they can gather all that information and say, okay, this is the recommended specs. Maybe that's one of the bonuses to be putting a beta out at this moment in time. But I really do think we're at that stage now where if they give us something like that, this could be the big stepping stone that gets a lot of people hyped and hooked up for Space Marine 2. Don't forget, Space Marine 2 is out on September the 9th. It's less than 3 months away now, and there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of marketing yet to go, and I think releasing a demo, whatever you want to call it at this point, would be a massive thing for them to do to really, really start pushing people towards this game, because it looks incredible. It looks amazing. Every time I've seen someone like play the game and the feedback, it's like, oh, it was so incredible. There's explosions everywhere. There's Tyranids everywhere. She's just ripping them apart and stuff. It feels so grimdark. It feels so Warhammer 40,000. So I am really hyped for it, and I just cannot wait to get my hands on it and play this bloody thing. Anyway, Chaperoonios, that's enough waffling from me. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Of course, I'm going to be doing a watch-along for this tomorrow. Come join the party. It's all about the journey. Like, no matter what's shown off, even though we know we're going to get brand new footage, right? But it's all about being there together and just having a bloody good time. Thanks. See ya. Make sure you put your hopes and predictions below. What would you like to see from this? And we can have a nice little chinwag in the comment section. See ya. Have a great day. And bye-bye.